In the summer of 2003, Vladimir Putin flew to London on a special mission, cementing Russia's business ties with the West. Our priority is the step-by-step integration of Russia into the European and world economy, Putin told the conference, stressing Russia's desire to double its economy and attract investment in the high-tech and aerospace sectors. Nearly 20 years on, those deals and plans lie in ruins as Western governments and companies isolate Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. BP, Shell, and ExxonMobil have said they will abandon multi-billion-dollar investments in energy. Banks and insurance companies worldwide are cutting transactions with Russian counterparts. Computer chip manufacturers, shipping companies, and a host of exporters are halting deliveries to Russia to comply with sanctions. Western nations are closing their skies and ports to Russian planes and vessels. European retailers are shuttering shops in Russia, and in one of the biggest blows yet, Microsoft said it is suspending all new sales in the country. Russia's economic integration with the outside world was never smooth and easy. Corruption and lawlessness often throttled industrial development, leaving the country too dependent on exporting its natural resources. The privatization of oil and metals companies in the 1990s left an oligarchic class in charge of the economy. Still, in the decades since the Soviet collapse, Russia's economy struggled forward, slowly and imperfectly, forging important trade and investment ties with the outside world. With alarming speed, the events of the past week have shattered those links. It took many years to become part of the world economy. Now, most of this is destroyed, just flushed down the toilet in 5 days, and it cannot be easily undone. The economic splintering is part of a broader rupture that is severing cultural and educational ties too. As sports leagues, philharmonics, and universities scrap dealings with Russian individuals and institutions over the Kremlin's invasion, the canceling of many flights to and from Russia means even tourism links are breaking down. The shock is causing tumult at all levels of the Russian economy, from the largest companies to small and medium-sized businesses. Now, Russian entrepreneurs with trading partners and bank accounts overseas worry that their assets will be frozen. The oligarchs who are being hurt by sanctions number in the hundreds or thousands, but the upper-middle-class entrepreneurs and professionals are being totally devastated by this number in the millions. Some foreign suppliers are also declining to deliver cargoes to Russia, further complicating matters. The effect is catastrophic. Even labels are becoming more expensive because the ink comes from overseas. In the space of 1 week, small business in Russia has half died. During much of the Cold War, the Soviet Union had limited trade ties with the West, consisting mostly of oil and gas exports to Europe and imports of food and machinery. The collapse of oil prices in the 1980s decimated the nation's export revenue and exacerbated product shortages at home, helping trigger the 1991 Soviet collapse. Russia entered a long period of turmoil after the end of the command economy, buffeted by hyperinflation, organized crime, and the corrupt auction of state-owned enterprises for a fraction of their worth to President Boris Yeltsin's political supporters. The unraveling of remaining ties in recent days has occurred with breathtaking speed. As the United States and European nations unleashed crippling sanctions, many banks and companies stopped doing business with Russian counterparts, concerned about violating sanctions or not getting paid. Many also expressed outrage over the suffering Russia was inflicting on the Ukrainian people. Danish shipping giant Maersk said it was halting all new ocean, air, and rail cargoes to and from Russia until further notice because of sanctions. Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, and Renault halted auto production in Russia, while General Motors and Daimler Truck stopped exporting to the country. We are deeply shocked by the military violence in Ukraine and are very concerned about the threats to peace and stability in Europe, Martin Dahm, chairman of Daimler Truck, wrote in a message to employees Monday. IKEA said it would pause all retail and production operations in Russia and halt deliveries to and from the country, leaving 15,000 jobs in question and triggering a run on its stores by consumers fearful they were losing access to Western goods. The bad news just keeps coming for Russia. Norway's state-controlled oil company and sovereign wealth fund announced plans to divest their Russian assets. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co. and other computer chip manufacturers began halting shipments to Russia, depriving manufacturers of crucial electronic components. If Putin stays in power another 10 or 15 years, Russia could be more isolated from the global economy than it was in the time of the Soviet Union. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. World of Finance TV has videos every Monday and Friday.